I'm about to tell you a one of a kind love story that happened a few oceans away. This is a beautiful small house in the town of Mathura, Sri Lanka, where Charles, my dad, and Sumana, my mom, started their life together. Of course, it was no romantic love affair, it was an arranged marriage. My dad is 16 years older than my mom. Charles and Sumana have 3 children together. There's my older sister, Devika. Here I am. And this is my younger brother, Pramodya. We are the perfect 3 success stories on the block today. But I'm about to tell you a story that is not so perfect. My dad was an alcoholic. My mom didn't know this. Of course, she found out a few days after the wedding, when she could smell alcohol on his breath. Too late. She didn't have a say in the matter anyway, because it was an arranged marriage. Up to this day, my mom thinks their marriage was due to a business deal that went bad. One grandpa had to cough up his pretty young daughter to the other one's older alcoholic son. Well, anyhow, one good thing came out of this. My sister, my brother, and I. Throughout our childhood, we were raised in a hostile environment. We all hate darkness. When sun went down in the horizon, the 4 of us, my sister, brother, mom, and I, all gathered up into my mom's bedroom and prayed that dad wouldn't come home drunk. To make a long story short, almost every night ended up with plenty of tears as we witnessed my mother getting beat up by my drunken father. At the age of 16, I came to the USA to get away. I left my mom, sister, and my brother behind. My last and strongest memories of dad were not very pleasant. Since then, mom and sister have turned to Buddha for answers and have become very religious. Of course, they have been answered. My dad has been a sober man for past years. He is a changed man today. Every visit home to Sri Lanka, I enjoy this changed man's company and also sigh about the time I lost growing up with him. What is that saying? You cannot cry over spilled 2% skim milk. In early September, I got a phone call from my sister. She said that dad has been diagnosed with cancer and he is in a great deal of pain. Well, every family member had a different opinion about dad's condition. My sister didn't think I need to come home to see him yet. My brother thought I should have come home right away. Then, of course, my mom, she thinks if I'm coming home, I had better bring her favorite Betty Crocker chocolate cake mix.
Yes, Mom, I will bring your chocolate cake mix. I promise.
Well, I decided to go home to Sri Lanka with Betty Crocker chocolate mix and all to see dad's condition for myself. I have been instructed by my sister not to mention to dad that he has cancer, as they have not told him. My family thinks if dad knows about his condition, he will give up on his life. I disagree with this, but decided to play along since I am only going for a short time. When I arrived at my home, I got to see just how serious dad's sickness is. He's only half of what he was only 6 months ago. He's very weak, slow moving, and in a lot of pain. In Sri Lanka, we don't have nursing homes. It's the family members' duty to take care of the elderly. Also, it's customary for the elders to take care of the grandchildren while the parents are at work. My family has already taken up on this challenge. It was very heartbreaking and comforting to see my nephews in action. Only a few months ago, I saw my parents were feeding their grandchildren. Today, the children were feeding the grandparent. I decided to join them in the act. My first agenda was to stop Dad's pain. I decided to give him some of the best painkillers made for cancer patients, which I smuggled through the airport security. Dad surprised me. He refused to take them. According to our Buddhist religion, this pain is his karma. He thinks he needs to pay off his bad deeds. I don't argue with him. I'm thinking he has a lot to pay off. He has cancer in one of his hands. My mom thinks this is because he had swatted too many flies in his life. This is how he is paying for his karma. My dad is banned from using fly swat now by my mom. My next task is to take him to radiation treatment every morning for the next 12 days of my visit. This was a harder task than I ever anticipated. It was a 1-hour drive to the nearest treatment center, 2 hours of agonizing wait, and then a 1-hour drive home. Doctors and nurses are never on time. This is a test on my patience. I promised to be quiet as my mom was pleading, "You don't want to make these people mad. They are helping your father." This I agree with my mother, but this brought me to my next plan. While waiting for my dad to get his treatment, I met a nurse whose house was destroyed by the tsunami. We talked a while and I invited her to my house. When she got there, I gave her money to help rebuild her home. Well, we never had to wait 2 hours for Dad's treatment again. She made sure we were first. It was very sad to see others suffering, driving hundreds of miles for treatment, spending the whole day going back and forth, waiting, just to hang on to their lives. At the hospital, for the first time in my life, I witnessed my mom holding Dad's hand and helping him walk. It was amazing. After 50 years of marriage, this is the first public display of affection I have seen. Mom must be a truly forgiving person. Even my last visit, Mom and Dad had separate bedrooms. When we were growing up, Mom's explanation for this was, "You have to keep your distance when you live with a drunk." I was stunned when I saw that Mom had moved her bed into Dad's room. Did it take 83 years for my dad to be romantic? Or is he really helpless? Or does Mom want a front row seat when Dad takes his last breath?
And the songbirds keep singing like this. Know the score, and I love you, I love you, I love you, like never before.
I truly think they are making up for last time, especially when my dad pleaded with me to take care of Mom when he's gone. Remember the movie Bridges of Madison County? This scene comes to my mind.
Penny, I just want to say, I know you have your own dreams. I'm sorry I couldn't get them to you. I love you so very much.
Well, Dad, you might have a lot to make up for, but I'm thinking you have a nice start on things. My dad knows he has cancer. He is just playing along, not to make my family upset. Throughout my stay, my sister, brother, and I plan out details of how we want him to spend his last days. My brother is busy with his newfound political career. My sister ended up with most of the daily responsibilities.
Feel that when I'm with you, it's all
It is customary for everyone to wear white clothing for a funeral. I was glad I didn't have to use my new white outfit. I think I'm ready for more romance. It's never too late. My mother was probably robbed of a good life, but she is taking with a stride. Let's pay off karma now and go to the next life with a surplus, not a deficit.
like never before. Like never.
With every trip to Sri Lanka, saying goodbye is getting harder and harder. This was the worst. My dad knew this is probably the last time he will see me. I promised him that I would see him again, but his eyes gave me his last goodbye.
Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Tell me your secrets and ask me your questions. Now let's go back to the start. Running in circles, coming in tails, heads on the sides apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, take me back to the start.
If that guy who comes down from the sky to give you a wish asked me what I would wish for, I would not ask for another dad. I will settle for you again. I love you, Dad.
This is Kumar's dad.
I was just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart. Questions of science, science and progress did not speak as loud as my heart. Tell me you love me, come back and haunt me. Oh, when I rush to the start, running in circles, chasing tails, coming back as we are. Nobody said it was easy. Oh, it's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be so hard. I'm going back to the start.